Hello class, today we're going to talk about matrix organizational structures. In today's agenda we will go over some key definitions on organization structures, different types of organization structures, and matrix organization structure in project management, advantages and disadvantages of different types of matrix structures, explaining with an example.
So what is an organizational structure? An organizational structure defines how activities such as task allocation, coordination, and supervision are directed towards the achievement of organizational aims. It allows the expressed allocation of responsibilities for different functions and processes to different entities such as the branch, department, individual, and work group. Why is it used? It is important for decision making and the easy running of a business organization. The structure of an organization will determine the modes in which it operates and performs. An organization's structure is based on the company's objectives. There are many different types of organizational structures. A company would choose its appropriate structure based on the industry in which it functions, the number of employees, and how much control the owner might desire to have. Structures range from simple to complex systems, but basically there are three types of organizational structures, including functional, divisional, and matrix structure. We will go into details next. We will now discuss functional and divisional structures. The first type is functional structure. This slide shows one of the templates of functional structure where the yellow boxes show team members and blue boxes show project coordination. A functional organization structure is a hierarchical type of organization structure wherein people are grouped as per their area of specialization. These people are supervised by a functional manager who has the same expertise in the same area. The second is divisional structure. This slide has a template showing divisional structure of an organization having multiple products. A divisional structure is a type of organization configuration that groups together those employees who are responsible for a particular product or market service according to the workflow. The third type of organization structure is adaptive structure. Adaptive structure has two categories of structures: project structure and matrix structure. Adaptive structures are very flexible to the rapid changes in the external and internal markets, and also changes that can be accommodated easily. Next is project organization structure. This is a structure that facilitates the coordination and implementation of project activities. Organizations arrange their activities into programs or portfolios and implement them throughout projects. The main reason for using this structure is to create an environment that fosters interactions among the team members with minimum amounts of disruptions, overlaps, and conflict. Here in the template of project structure, where there is a single project manager for each project to whom the employees of the project report to. In this, the organization is divided according to the projects. Let us start with the definition of the matrix organization structure before going into the history and types. The matrix organizational structure is atypical because it brings together employees and managers from different departments to work towards accomplishing a goal. The matrix structure is a combination of the functional and divisional structures. The picture in the slide is the template of matrix organization structure, which shows that each employee has two reporting bosses, one from the functional manager and the technical manager, also known as the project manager. Let's discuss the history of matrix organization structures. The term matrix organization structure first surfaced in the 1960s from the aerospace industry when charts showing the project management team structure were required by the government. Matrix organization structures developed in the 1970s in an effort to transform unproductive organizational structures to the more project-based management style. Before that, companies operated as separate groups, or silos, of workers reporting to one manager. These groups worked independent of each other, often duplicating the work in each division. In the 1970s, this led to a more conventional organization structure that groups the workers by skill, and each group had a manager who was also in charge of the budget. This was ineffective as there were no project manager to manage a cross-functional project involving different departments, and the managers for different divisions tried to manage the same workers. Today, matrix organization structure recognizes that the work is not just horizontal on the chart, but also vertical. We are working in a global environment across time zones and cultures, as well as colleagues from different functions and locations. Sometimes there's just too much cooperation, communication, and control. There are three types of which create a counterproductive designed to balance the power struggle between the manager's conflicting needs. The weak matrix. This type of organizational structure is a bit of a nightmare for project managers because they are effectively reduced to being project facilitators. In weak matrix organizations, the project manager will have a limited power and authority. The functional manager controls the project budget. As project manager has no real authority over the employees, it becomes the functional manager's responsibility to take care of that, which can lead to the reduced productivity of the project and its outcomes. All of these problems lead to the strong matrix structure where most of the power and authority lie with the project manager. The functional manager will have a very limited role. This empowers the project managers to manage the work directly and thus properly manage the whole project, but without trying up the PMs up in the HR administration. Effectively, the project manager and the functional managers work together, but overall control of everything project related is the function of the project manager. So in a strong matrix, the project manager is the stronger party. Balanced matrix structure. There's an old saying, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. In each type of matrix organization, there is a struggle for power and there needs to be some way to bring this into balance. Otherwise, one group will dominate the other. In balanced matrix organizations, power and authority are shared between the functional manager and the project managers. One way of reducing the problem is to make rules within an organization that varies who can manage a worker, depending on certain circumstances. For example, there could be a rule that says if a worker is to work on a project for less than 1 week, then the functional manager or project manager has sole control over the worker. But if the requirement is for more than 1 week, control changes hands, or there can be rules that the same worker can't work for the same project manager on 2 consecutive projects. Now we discuss the advantages of matrix organizational structure. The cardinal advantage of matrix organization structure is that it facilitates rapid response to change in 2 or more environments. Matrix structure permits the effective exchange of information as they are flat structures. In addition to speed and flexibility, matrix organization may result in a more efficient use of resources than other organic structures. Disadvantages of matrix structure. Dual authority can be frustrating and confusing, leading to higher stress for shared resources. As the structure is very complex, it is difficult to implement it. This structure requires a collegial structure rather than a hierarchical structure. As the structure has shared resources, they must have excellent interpersonal skills, so the resources may need training. This slide shows a table comparing the level of pros and cons of 3 types of matrix structures based on a few factors such as resource efficiency, project integration, discipline retention, flexibility, improved information flow. The level of disadvantages is based on factors such as power struggles, heightened conflicts, and reaction time. Here is a list of different companies that currently have organizational structures. Many companies are having matrix structures and very successful at implementing and maintaining the structure. Citibanks, P&G, Nokia, Cisco, IBM, Schlumberger are some of the companies using matrix structures. Provided is a template of Citigroup's matrix organizational structure to take a glance at. Here we explain matrix structure of Starbucks, which was a divisional structure earlier. It was transformed into a matrix structure to meet the consumer-specific demands. Starbucks successfully operates under a matrix structure. Because Starbucks is an international company, we can actually categorize its structure as a worldwide matrix. In July 2011, the company announced a new structure that includes 3 regions, each of which is headed by a president who answers to Starbucks Global. The president of each region will be responsible for working with all licensed Starbucks stores, as well as joint ventures within the organization. They will also be working closely with Starbucks Global Consumer Products and Food Service team in order to continue to be successful. Regional managers will allow the company to meet consumer-specific needs in each region while maintaining the overall mission of Starbucks. There are certain criteria which the company may consider before opting to the matrix structure. There is a need to share scarce or unique resources that are required in more than one project or functional area. There is also a requirement for management to provide high levels of information processing and communication to complete the project. Another criterion
is the pressure from the outside by customers or agencies to have one person or group centralize control of the project, even though the project may be carried out by other groups in the organization. How can a matrix organizational structure provide project excellence? Well, the matrix organizational structure allows the project environment, project requirements, and project components to interact in an optimal manner to produce excellent results. A company using a matrix organization can assemble a team of qualified personnel from the appropriate departments. The project manager is part of the project team and can see firsthand how team members are carrying out the work. Since he is close to the working level, the project manager can make sure that the team fulfills project requirements. A key requirement for project excellence is high work and equipment quality. A matrix organization can meet the quality assurance requirement that a quality manager has direct access to in the working level. The matrix organization flexibility helps produce excellent project outcomes as it can adopt the changes easily. The conclusion. Matrix or structures are more responsive than any other organizational structure. Despite many advantages of this structure, matrix structures are criticized for having many number of weaknesses. So for an organization in which the environment changes frequently, matrix organizational structure is preferred. I would like to thank you for listening to our lecture on matrix organizational structures.